In today's tutorial, I want to talk about data types. What are they? How do we use them? What's the difference between all the types? And before I dive in, I just want to say something. I'm only going to cover the numeric one. I'm going to leave a string outside of it. I'm going to leave a tutorial for itself. And let's dive in. So before we cover all the data types we have, let's start by saying, how do we use them? So whenever you're writing something like int I equals 0, you're basically defining I as a data type of int, which tells the microcontroller in return to save 2 bytes, and I'll cover this in a second, for this variable named I. So now let's go over the data type. If you find this video useful, please like it and share it and subscribe to my channel. Okay, so this is the list of the most common data types that are used in Arduino, and here there are the ones that are less used, and I'll go over them as well. What is clear, first of all, is that their size changes, as you can see, and hence the number that you can store within that field. So now let's go over them real quick, and then we'll go and do some test with them and run some codes. So we got boolean. Boolean is basically something that says that either is true or false by saying 0, which is false, or saying 1, that is true. It will take 1 byte of memory out of the memory available for variables in your Arduino. The second most common one is the byte. A byte allows you to store a number between 0 and 255. By the way, this comes out of binary math, which I covered in a different video. I'll put a link in the description. That into the y it's 255. But let's take it as in that's what it is and use that. Then you have the char. The char is a really interesting one. It allows you to go from minus 128 to 127. The beautiful thing about char is it allows you to store within it as characters. This is what char is. It's basically characters. So you can basically do storing of letters inside of it, and they get translated through the Ascii table, which I'll cover in the end. Next in our list is the int. Int will take 2 bytes out of the memory, and it will allow you to store a number anywhere between a minus 32,768 to a plus 32,767. So if you need to store a number, let's say in high score, that will be over 255, you won't be using a byte, you'll be using an int. Now that's an interesting thing. Unsigned. Unsigned means that you have no option of putting a sign. This is a sign. A minus is a sign, and basically this is a plus 32,767. So unsigned int, meaning there is no negative numbers, you cannot put a sign next to it, and therefore it allows you to store a number anywhere between 0 and 65,535. And what happens if we need to store a number that is bigger than 65,535? Well, we'll go to the long family. We got long and unsigned long, which will cost you a whopping 4 byte of your storage memory. And you can go from over minus 2 billion to a plus 2 billion, or if you're using the unsigned long, it can take you from 0 to over 4 billion. Those are really good to store millis, for example. Until now, we talked about all numbers, meaning without anything past the decimal point. What happens? We want to store something like 1.55. Therefore, we got the float and the double, which is on Arduino. They are totally the same. In most of computer programs, double will be an actual double, will be 8 byte, and you can store a number that is twice the size of a float. But not in Arduino. In Arduino Duo, it does. It is an 8 byte. After I finished confusing you with this piece of information, let's talk about floats. Float stores a whopping number. You can see the size e plus 38. That means I could have another 38 zeros after here. I can't even tell you the number. I don't know even the sizes of those numbers. and can go from minus to a plus with that size. But it will only show 6 to 7 digits at a time. And when we'll get to the code, I'll show you. And another thing, floats are something that might blow your mind. You can do something like 6.0 divided by 2.0, and you would expect an answer of 3.0, of course, but you will get something like 3.00001. I'm putting a video in the description link, excellent video that explains floats. I do recommend you watch it, so it won't surprise you. And last but not least, the less used one, and they're not recommended as well. The first one is word, not to be confused with the word word. This one not strong any strings. It's the same almost as unsigned int. It's 2 byte and allows you to store a number anywhere between 0 and 65,535. The second one is short, which is the same as int basically, which again takes 2 byte and allows you to store a number anywhere between minus 32,768 to 32,767. And the last one is unsigned char, which is the same as a byte, which allows you to store a number anywhere between 0 and 255. Now let's go and do some code. So I defined a few variables. Let's go over them and see how they print out. So I defined a boolean called bool, and I've set a true. This is the same as setting true. You can also set 1 and 0 or true and false. Next thing is I defined a byte named byte, and I set 200 inside of it. The next one is a character, a char, and I call it char. And I've placed, notice this, I've placed a small a inside of it in between single quotes. The next one is an int. I call it entity, and the reason it is I cannot call it int. It's a saved word, reserved word, sorry. And I've placed 2000 inside of it, and then I've took an unsigned int and I've set 33,000 in it, which is, by the way, over the limits of an int, because an int can store up to 32,767. The next one is a long, and I've set 66,000 in it. And one after that is an unsigned long, which I've set 3,300,000,000 inside of it. And then the last really two interesting ones are the double and the float. And as I told you, those two are a bit strange, and I'll show you the result. Note that there's 1 through 9 here and 9 through 1 here. And wait and see the result. So I've already uploaded, and let me show you the result. Well, there are things that were expected. We got a boolean, we set it to true, so we're gonna get a 1 because that's the value that is stored within the variable itself. Then we got a byte, as we said, we set 200. In char, we're getting an A, and I'll show you in a second that this A is actually stored by a number through the Ascii table, and I'll go over it in just a second. Next one is the int, and we got 2000, unsigned int, 33,000, long 66,000, unsigned long 3,300,000,000. The double is only 0.12. Why? I'll show you in a second. And remember that I told you about the float? And notice, I told you it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Where is the 8? And then 9, and what's this 2? And where are all the decimal numbers? As I mentioned before, it can only show up to 6, 7 digits. And when it's over that, it just go bizarre. And it can give you really strange results. And I've done that on purpose to show you that it's actually happening, and I'm not just telling you stories. And now I'll try and fix those two, and I'll talk a little bit of the char. Let's start with the char. As before, I defined char as a lowercase a. And then I'm printing it out. I'm just printing the char. And then I'll print it again when I'm casting it. This is casting, meaning I want to change it from this data type into a byte. And I'll show you the result in a second. Also, I'm defining a new variable called b. And I'm taking char plus 1, and then I'm printing it out, and then I'm going to cast it back, same as I cast it here, from char to byte. I'm casting here from byte to char. And now let's see the result I've already uploaded, and this is the code. This is the result. So as you can see, expected, we got an A. But when we type a byte, when we cast it into byte, we're getting a 97. And I'll show you the reason in a second. And then we took a b, and of course 97 plus 1 will be a 98. And then we cast it back into char, and we got a lowercase b. All of that is is due to the fact that we're using the Ascii table. And here is the Ascii table. And as you can see, if we'll go here, 97 is lowercase a and 98 is lowercase b. ASCII stands for American Standard Code for Information Interchange. It's a table that was declared many years ago, and it's been used in many software all over. And this is the translation between symbols and stuff like that into actual value that can be stored. And last, we're going to cover again the double and float. So the double left is as a 0.115. The float, again, I left it from 1 through 9 and then from 9 through 1 past the decimal point. And what I did is I added a comma 3 in the print. It's print line new, but in the print here. And I'll show you in a second the result. But basically this states how many digits will show up past the decimal point. And again, I'm printing float. And then I made a few tries here. And I made the float and I took it to be 1.9 through 1. And I'll show you, and I wanted to see 9 digits after the point. And then I've made it to be 643.321.99, and I've asked to see 2 points after the decimal point. And eventually I've made it to 765.4321, and I've asked to see 4 digits after the decimal point. And let's see what the results are. I've already uploaded, and here are the results. So the double, as expected, shows us 3 digits after the decimal point. Excellent. Now the float, as before I told you, it gives us some ridiculous number, and this is this value. It gives us some ridiculous number. And again, trying to do this, and again you can see towards the end here it just goes bizarre. And here it runs out the number, so it gives us like 22 instead of 21.99. The only place when the number is correct, as you can see, we get 7 digits. I told you before, it can only store 7 digits. And you can see I'm pointing it with a float, I'm pointing it with a comma 4, which gives us all the 4 number past the decimal point. So this is for today's tutorial about data types and how they can sometimes drive you crazy. I'll post another one really soon about casting and how to print out specific types and so on. I hope you liked it. Please share, like it, and subscribe to my channel.